Well, Jesse, welcome to Wausau. Give
Yeah,
us an idea of who you are, why you're running for the 7th Congressional District seat.
yeah. Well, thanks for having me here today. Again, my name is Jessi Ebben. I'm running for the 7th Congressional District. I'm a seventh generation Wisconsinite, and I am a Trump Republican, and I'm going to make sure that we get government out of the way so that we can have strong businesses, strong communities, and strong employees with good paying jobs. So I'm going to use my private sector experience. I've worked in healthcare and manufacturing, and I'm going to utilize that to make sure that, again, I'm saying getting government out of the way, but
Hmm.
overburdensome regulation is one of the biggest limitations for growth, and that's impacting businesses right here in Wisconsin.
So you said private sector, a lot of private sector experience, not a lot of experience, I guess, running for elected office. Is that correct?
So yeah, I've spent a majority of my career in manufacturing and healthcare. So in healthcare, I worked on opening rural healthcare clinics, specifically in Chippewa County, Rusk County, and Barron County. And so we wanted to make sure that there was access and good local care within those communities. And then within manufacturing, the majority of my work has been fighting overburdensome regulation, which is the main limitation for growth, for not only job growth, but business growth, which leads to, again, those good paying jobs, which help people flourish and communities flourish.
Yeah. So what's attracted you about going to Washington then? Because I know you've run for a congressional seat before, but that was in the first district, correct?
The third
Or
congressional I
third?
previously
Okay.
ran.
Okay. Third.
Yep,
Yep.
yep. So we've since moved north to be closer to family after having my son, and so that puts us in the seventh congressional. We live just down the road from our my husband's family farm, and about 95 years old, and we need to have people with more private sector experience who have that problem solving capability to go and solve problems. And political outsiders are a benefit. That's who President Trump is, and it shows they can
Hmm.
go and make change, have a different perspective, and get things done.
So the first time around, what did you learn when you were running?
Yeah, so I was a first time candidate up against a more experienced and better funded campaign. I've learned a lot since then, professionally and just politically, and I'm going to take those skills and experience to build a really strong campaign, which is what we have going on, and I look forward to winning this time around.
So obviously, you're going after a seat that's, I guess, going to kind of be vacated by Tom Tiffany. Tom Tiffany, of course, running for governor
Yep.
now. Have you spoken to Tom at all? I mean, what kind of advice has he given you for the
Yeah,
campaign?
so Tom and I have a good relationship. It's all about going out, meeting with the folks, hearing the issues, going directly to them. We've been at a manufacturer already today. We've been at a farm. We're going to go to a farm and a few other businesses tomorrow. So being sure you're out on the ground and then, taking that, listening to the people, taking that work and going to Washington and getting it done.
And obviously, the 7th Congressional District is pretty widespread. You're going from all the way here in the central part of the state up to the, way north
Yeah.
to the Michigan border. How do you plan to cover that over the next year plus?
Yeah, it's a lot of work, right? 26 counties,
Hmm.
and you got to make sure that you're at as many things as possible, going out, meeting people where they're at, listening to what matters to them. I'm a boots on the ground person. I'm going to roll up my sleeves and make sure we get to everything we can.
So then, as far as what you bring to the table, or what you would bring to the table if you do end up getting into Washington, what are some of the priorities that you want to bring up right away once you get to town?
Yeah, well, most importantly, it's to provide President Trump the reinforcement he needs to get the agenda done to make America great again. And then we also need to continue to keep the southern border secure, get government out of the way, and that's specifically with regulation, get government out of the way so that businesses, people, and communities can prosper, and then make sure that we have safe communities by supporting our law enforcement.
One thing I kind of like to ask candidates, every time around when I get to see you for the first time, we all know what goes on in Washington. It's got doesn't have a very good reputation, so to speak. Seems things seem to get messy there. What is it? Why run towards that? Why not stay in local government and maybe help make things different right where you are? Why go to that top level and try to get things done there when you know that there's a reputation for really not getting things done more often than not?
Yeah, I think we need people with private sector experience with common sense that can go in and solve problems. The majority of my career has been working specifically on federal policy, so within the halls of Congress, with the committee chairs, with the legislators themselves within that space. So that's where my experience stems from. And so I want to go in there. I can solve problems. I've done it from the private sector. I want to go in and do that from inside and make sure I get it done as a member of Congress.
There's a running joke actually, like in radio and news, that when you're done doing this, you go into the corporate communication side because you know how the other side works. and you're an asset that way. So I guess you're kind of following that playbook a little bit, right?
Yeah, that's a great way to utilizing your skills from the private sector. Again, being able to adapt and adjust. Business doesn't stop, right? If there's a supply chain disruption, we got to keep going. We have to make adjustments and we have to solve the problems to keep going, get product to consumers. So it's the same mindset in taking that to Washington of there's no excuses. We got to get this done for the people.
All right. Anything else you want the people to know? So before we let you go, is you're kind of on this introducing yourself to the people too, right?
Well, yeah, thanks for listening. Again, I'm a 7th generation Wisconsinite, Trump Republican that's going to work to get government out of the way. We need more political outsiders with private sector experience to take that expertise to Washington and get things done for the Make America Great agenda.
Well, we look forward to seeing you out on the campaign trail. I'm sure we'll see you around over the next year or so, right?
Like you said, it'll be a busy. We're excited about it. So
All
looking forward to it.
Absolutely. Yeah, we'll look forward to chatting in the future. All right.
All right. Thank you.
Perfect. Relatively painless. Relatively